Well, I'm here today with one of my favorite people, Mitch David. Now, Mitch, you were hired in September as the Executive Director for the Richmond County Literacy Network. And how is that going?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Well, it's going really well. I started, I was hired on September 6th, and September 11th, I started my journey with the Literacy Network, and it's been very challenging, but very rewarding. We're getting someplace, so.
So
Yeah,
where do you think
all
it's headed?
good.
Where do you think the Literacy Network is headed?
Well, right now we have two courses, two digital courses. The first one is, the basic course is digital wellness. Actually, I should say that in reverse. Gwen Smith is actually teaching the main course, which is the basic digital literacy. And basically, it just talks about computer in its totality. It starts from starting your computer on to programming and whatever you need to know about the computer. So that's going on right now, and it goes till June of 24. Then we have digital wellness, and we have Anne-Marie Powers teaching that one, but she will go to your hall, to your wherever, to your house to help you. However, we have a classroom, so people are coming in to whatever you need to know about computers, here it is.
You see, that's very important. There are so many people, I know people who don't want to admit that they don't know anything and may feel a little left behind. But, it's all about learning. And if you have somebody,
Absolutely.
if you have somebody like the Literacy Network to go to do that, it's empowering,
Absolutely.
and it's so important because the way technology is going, you kind of have to know about computers no matter what you do.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have to be able to talk to your grandchildren, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
And your grandchildren know more because they actually have computers in school.
They are the experts.
Well, they are the future.
Or they think they are.
Well,
anyway.
and they are the future.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
you end up
absolutely.
looking cool because you know what they're talking about. That's that's the cool part about it. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with learning. And I mean, the Literacy Network has always been really hands-on with their courses. So good on that. I'm glad to hear those are going on, and I'm sure there'll be many other courses to come too.
Well, in all actual fact, when you're running a non-for-profit, you get into these partnerships. So not only are we in partnership with the Nova Scotia government, which is better known as NASAL, for adult learners, we are in partnership with DCS, Department of Community Services. And we just actually sent in some proposals to help people with literacy. It could be cooking programs, financial programs, whatever.
Right.
So right now we have roughly 4 proposals out, and we're just waiting for word that and I'm pretty confident that we will get that. So, I mean, those partnerships are, it's very similar to the partnership that we have with Tellil.
Right.
The halls in the area. Everybody's sort of doing their part to help us succeed. And it's a pretty amazing thing. So I've been on the job for almost 3 months, and things are looking up. I really believe that.
Well, everything is, when you first start, it can be a little daunting, but if you put your mind to it, I mean, you had big shoes to fill there too. You had Millie Hatt.
Yeah.
Millie Hatt, one of my all-time favorite people, hard-working.
A star.
She is indeed a star.
Absolutely a star.
And we'd be remiss in not speaking about Millie Hatt and the contributions
100%.
that she's made. in the way that the Literacy Network has hung in there and put out great programs. So she's set the foundation, and I'm sure that many people have benefited as a result of those programs.
We just accept it, and I invited Millie to come with me to the Chamber Awards night gala, which happened on the 15th of November. She came with me, and we accepted the 25-year award for service. And I was touched, to be quite honest with you, to bring Millie with me, because she's the reason we're all here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I could never deny her contribution to Richmond literacy, because she's the reason we're here.
Oh yes.
So,
yes, I know.
Amazing individual.
Now your office now is in St. Peter's now, correct?
It is.
Right.
Yeah. We started off in Ayrshire, and at the time, that was back in September of 23, when the Richmond Literacy came back. And we started in Ayrshire, and I knew that I had to move that office to St. Peter's. We didn't quite have an office in St. Peter's yet, so Blair Martel was the guy we went to. We started off in another little office, but that sort of didn't work out. And so we moved back to Blair's old office, which is next to the library. Unit B, it's on Granville Street. It's sort of center St. Peter's. And it's an amazing little classroom office, Yeah, it's where we're at right now, and we shut down in Ayrshire, but we're central St. Peter's, so things are going really well there too as well.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, for example, with Anne-Marie being able to actually go to people's houses or do things
Sure.
in community halls or online, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that opens up some doors anyway.
It really does.
So your world is an office,
Absolutely.
if you really think about it.
Absolutely.
Everywhere is your address.
We have some really special instructors. Gwen Smith, who's been there for just about 8 years, and doing really good work. And Anne-Marie, that just started not so long ago, over a month ago. Those two ladies are doing fantastic.
And they care.
They really do care.
I know Gwen Smith.
That's the key.
And I know Gwen Smith well, and I actually recently have been having more conversations with Anne-Marie, and she's wonderful. So you're really lucky to have two very qualified people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people who are communicative, right? I mean, that's
absolutely.
You absolutely need that. People who are fun to be around. You know, and knowledgeable.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you also have a new board of directors.
Really well. Yeah, we have a new board of directors. I don't know if I should name them, because I may forget a name.
And they could change. And I mean, anybody can actually look up all of that information on your new Facebook, your new webpage, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's on our new webpage.
Yeah.
Our new webpage actually got built by a local group, Highland Links.
Yep. Shop local.
Shop local.
Very important.
Always shop local.
Absolutely.
But they rebuilt it. Myself and Cal from Island Links, had many meetings on it. But I think that the product is really improved, and it just shows what we're doing. And all we can do is build on it. We also have a Facebook page. Both sites, you can go to Richmond County Literacy Network, and that's it. You're right there. And you'll see everything that we're doing.
Right, and I mean, the thing about that group of young men is that they're young.
Yeah.
They know technology.
Ambitious,
and that's what you need. And we're actually really lucky to have that group of young men on this island.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So we give a little plug for that group. Highland Links, and I actually, you know, if anybody needs their phone number, I have it too.
Sure.
I always need that phone number nearby.
Yeah.
So what about, you know, what's your big picture? You know, like, you know, literacy means more than just reading, right? A lot of people are confused by that. Literacy can cover, like you say, financial, you know, there's all this other side of literacy.
The bigger picture, I think, is, of course, always working with the Nova Scotia government, NASAL, to continue the programs that we have. But we can build on the programs that we have as well. So, you know, the future is getting new Nova Scotia E3 courses out there. Whether that's online, in-person, classroom, whatever, both work. So that's sort of our bread and butter. But the expansion of that is working with DCS and working with other groups to create more, you know, financial, cooking, whatever, literacy. It's all about literacy.
It is, and you know, the idea of partnering with other community groups and different organizations is so important. Like any small community or county, it's becoming more and more important to band together. You know, the volunteer base is getting smaller. You know, the younger people are too busy. The older people are, you know, they're getting a little long in the tooth. And, you know, sometimes while they have great intention, they just can't do it anymore. And a lot of times because they've done it for so long, they feel bad about giving it up, you know, and put their own health at risk at some point. That can happen and does. So, yeah, partnering. I mean, there are so many great organizations anyway that you can partner with, and many hands lighten the load. And sometimes, especially because some of the new boards that are popping up are younger, new, fresh ideas. We just have to be willing to accept those new, fresh ideas in this digital age. Because if you don't, you know, they may know something that you don't because you haven't lived, you haven't grown in their part of the world. Well, you know, while they're coming up, the way they're educated is different than the way that I was educated or you were educated. So, you know, it's all about everybody working together and bridging that generational gap.
Absolutely.
And, you know,
I want to give a shout out to our board of directors.
Oh, yes.
They have been absolutely phenomenal. Another reason why Richmond literacy is around, and that we were able to accept that 25-year award. They're just amazing. They've really banned it. And we've done a lot together, and we just
it's a worthy
can
cause.
only work on it, right?
It's a worthy cause.
Build on it.
Worthy cause, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so important to this community.
Absolutely.
You know, if you think about it, like 25 years, that's fantastic. Tellil, for example, will be 30 next year.
Yeah.
Where would you really be if you didn't have a TV station in the middle of a fishing
100%.
village? Well, you know, you don't know until you lose it. So we work really hard. And we also are working on partnerships with other groups, the same as literacy. And we have worked with literacy before in partnership. And that's what you have to do. You know, you have to be grateful for what you've got. I mean,
Grateful.
I'm very grateful to that board of directors for bringing literacy back. You know, so good on you for being there. And I think it's fantastic. And I wish you guys only the best.
No, I really appreciate it, Becky. And look forward to our continued successful partnership.
Yeah. And I'm happy for the community.
Yeah,
because without the literacy network, you know, it would be a big void.
It really would be.
Because where would a person go?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You know, like some people, how can people who are trying to learn computers go online to take a course on how to learn a computer? If you really think about that, it doesn't make any sense. And hands-on, that's the way some people prefer to go. Some people are very comfortable learning, you know, taking the alternate with social media, but, you know, a person like me, I like the hands-on stuff. So best of luck.
Thank you so much, Becky.
You're
really
welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.